For this video, all you will hear is audio from me, and you'll get to see the video because it's a lot of stuff that has to be done. It'd be too distracting to have my face in the way. This is to help get an installer. First, you have to download one, add the extension, and then you have to add it to your program. So I'm doing this based on what I'd learned from watching another YouTube video from another person who has a lot of experience doing this. The first thing is you go to extensions, manage extensions. At this location, you type installer, and the one that's going to come up is the one that I use, which is this one right here. You can see that it's installed on mine. I'm not going to uninstall. I'm just going to use it the way that it is. It saves me a lot of time. From this point, I would go to this area. I'd go to solutions, and you can add a project, new project. It will come up over here, and what I want to do is get the set. This would be what I had downloaded. This would be the installer. Normally, this won't show up on yours at this point. I would select all languages, Windows, and all types of projects. And on this, I would type setup. And then it will bring it up here. And this is the one that I'm looking for. So I select that, and then I select next. And I'm going to call this calendar setup. And I'll go ahead and create. I'm going to go through this as fast as I can. So the first thing is we want to be in the application folder, which is this one. All I did was double click that. I want to add a project output, and published items is important. Configuration will be active. I'm doing this based on a video I watched on a person who knows what they're doing when they're doing creating an installer. This point, I would go and I would create a shortcut. I want to call this calendar of events. I want to add an icon in here as well. So I'm going to add a file, which I already know where it is on my computer. I keep it, on this computer, and I keep it over here in setup. And this is the icon that I've been using. So with this calendar of events, I'm going to go to the properties of calendar events, and I'm going to browse. I'm going to find the icon. It's in the applications folder, and that's the icon. And since I have this here, you can see it. I know this got the right icon. I'm going to move this into user's desktop. I'm going to do this. I'm going to repeat the same process. Again, I'll do another icon, the same icon. And now I'm going to move this one into this folder. So in here I have that one, in here I have that one. Applications folder, I have this, the icon. I'm going to add a folder, and this is going to be an INI folder. This folder is what's going to contain all the INI files that I create, calendar files. This, I always want to create it every time it's created. The next thing I would do is in the application folder, you have a default location. What a lot of people don't notice is this is a backslash. So what it's doing is it's selecting, this folder, the manufacturer, and the product name based on what's on this, what's listed here. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of all that, and I'm just going to use C. I'm going to use the C drive, and I'm going to say calendar of events. I'm just going to do that, and that's going to be I'm just going to use calendar as my folder. I'm going to use calendar, and that should be okay the way that is. You can do that any way you want to. I'm just going to use that as the default location, and the installer will give you a selection. You can choose a different path if you need to. Another thing that I know that you need to do is the author. I'm going to change that. I'm just going to put my name on here. And I'm also going to go down to manufacturer. I'm going to put my name on here again. And when you were looking at the when I was talking about the default path, it was talking about here was the product name, the manufacturer. It was going to use this information to build the path for you. I just gone ahead and gave it the default path that I wanted. And that should be everything. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build this again. I know that this already works, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll just do a rebuild on the calendar of events. And then I'm going to do a build of the calendar setup. And what that will do is generate an executable, and it will also generate an MSI file. It'll be an installation package. Okay, so that one's pre-built. Now I'm going to go ahead and build the calendar. And this will be the first time I built the calendar. I'm going to show you where the folders are that it's stored. So I'll go here, I'll say open folder in File Explorer, and it will be in your release folder. Right here, here's the files that were just created, 6:23 p.m. Today is July 26, 2025. So those are the two files that I'm going to use for the next part of this video.